So the Rules Committee was responsible of putting the maps onto our public website, the Committee on Elections. And so that has now been posted since Friday and then adjusted on Monday per AB 604.
Okay, so did this committee meet then to draw the lines? I mean, we're just trying to ascertain who exactly is responsible for drawing these maps at this point.
So the criteria has remained the same from the CRC. 76% of the districts remain the same, and that is what Californians will see. There are many folks, stakeholders, who've had an input on the map drawing process, but ultimately this is up to the decision of California voters, whereas the CRC, which we respect, we want to make sure that there's a nationwide Citizens Redistricting Commission, but the reality is we are in an emergency, and this is our emergency response. We're giving Californians over 2.5 months to review these maps thoroughly and make a decision on whether or not we move forward with this constitutional amendment.
But is the State Senate Elections Committee, we drew these maps. Like, you're ready to say that too.
The Senate Rules Committee put these maps, the census tracks, onto the website.
So legislators drew the maps? Can we say that to our viewers?
Again, this was from CRC's criteria.
But who was looking over CRC's criteria to create the maps? Was it Paul Mitchell of Paul Mitchell Strategies?
It was input, again.
So you're refusing to say who drew the maps, which is the question.
It was testimony that was given to the CRC.
By
and again,
whom?
we're remaining consistent, making sure we're keeping communities of interest together, which was important to voters.
Well, and
we're making sure that we are respecting the Citizens Redistricting Commission. Therefore, we see that only 76% of the voters remain in the district that they will be looking at when they review these maps. And that is what we're doing different from Texas. Texas is literally making the decision for voters. They are choosing their voters as opposed to letting voters choose who their representatives are. California does it differently. And we would hope that Texas would follow our lead, and they still have an opportunity to pull back and not move forward with this rigging of the election. This is our response. We are not going to stand idle by while Trump's in office rigging the elections and changing the rules in the middle of the game. Again, this is about putting the power back into the hands of California voters, and I believe that on November 4th, they will stand tall and say no more. No more to Trump's election rigging, no more to mass agents ripping families apart, no more to detaining veterans, no more to these snap cuts, no more to critical dollars being taken away from California. $5 to $10 billion is at risk here, and that is vital services for so many vulnerable Californians, including health care.
Madam Chair, but Madam Chair, California voters deserve to know who drew these maps. That's what we are asking. Don't they deserve to know who drew these maps?
Again, this is the most transparent process in the nation.
So then who drew the maps, Madam Chair?
This is the most transparent
Can we ask a few
process.
questions? If you're not interested in answering, can we ask a few other questions that are not exactly?
If we're not going to get an answer,